Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome today to part number 8, round 8 for the French Grand Prix. And last time out in round 6 and 7, we had, of what I remember, basically a DNF and a podium at Canada. Best result in our Formula 1 career mode, which means we are basically very far ahead of last season in terms of number of points scored, which is good for us because, yeah, you know, we can't knock that. A podium and at round 7, a quite competitive round for us in the Williams, actually. Could we finish 7th in qualifying, which is alright, actually. And then in the race, well, we were very good. We were quick. We had decent pace. We were consistent. And yeah, you know, thankful that some of the other cars were experiencing problems. Max Verstappen was slow at the start. Then he built up speed towards the end. Hamilton had issues. Vettel had issues. So yeah, lots of things that happened in that race. You know, Kimi Raikkonen had a grid penalty, for example, that led to that podium. Otherwise, we probably would have finished realistically 7th or 6th. But yeah, you know, can't be too disappointed, and we can't knock the fact that we've had our first podium in Season 2 at Canada. The same circuit that Lewis Hamilton took his 66th pole position of his career last year in 2017. And where Lewis Hamilton won his first race win. Not saying that we're going to have a similar career to Lewis Hamilton, probably not, but the point is, a bit of a resemblance there for us two British drivers. For anyone that's new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe if you're new. I hope you do enjoy the content around here. Also, secondly,
I've been in touch with some contacts at Toro Rosso, and they think your attitude and results might be a good fit for their team.
Yeah, on top of that,
at our next contract if you're interested. Let's see what kind of offer they can.
Yeah, on top of that, what was I gonna say? I've forgotten what I was gonna say. Oh well, Gemma distracted me, but oh well. Anyway, so yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please do hit that like button if you do enjoy the content around here. I have released, to let you know, guys, some tribute videos very recently. So please go check them videos out. I have released the F1 2018 tribute. You know, I hope you enjoy that. A Kimi Raikkonen tribute, to Kimi, of course, who's left Ferrari. It's basically his Ferrari career in pictures. A Bottas tribute, a Lewis Hamilton tribute, and a Vettel tribute. So yeah, you know. Now I just want to do one before we get into this round. I just want to actually talk about something. Something that sort of come to my attention so far, you know, about obviously this season, because obviously I was last night sat here just going through some points. Obviously it's been 7 rounds now, so in a way we can start to get a picture of how the Formula 1 season, or this season in Season 2, is looking. And obviously we're not going to focus on us, we're going to actually focus on the top 7 drivers. So top 7 drivers this time last year was Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, Valtteri Bottas, Max Verstappen, and Nico Hülkenberg. And what we're going to do, we're going to check, okay, or we're going to see what team, basically, or I'm going to explain to you sort of something. You may understand it, you may not understand it. So let's start with Nico Hülkenberg, for example. So Nico Hülkenberg, at this point last season, obviously, first we have to do the maths first. It will take probably a few minutes, so do bear with me on this. So basically, this time last season, Nico Hulkenberg had a 7th in Bahrain, which gives him 6 points. Then a 5th in China, which gives him a further 10. Then another 6th in Baku, which awards him 8. 13th in Spain, which obviously equals 0. 7 in Monaco, which equals another 6. 10 in Canada, which equals 1. So at this time last season, Nico Hulkenberg had 31 points, which is alright, respectively. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't too bad, ain't too shabby either, if you know what I mean. Now, compared to this season, Nico Hulkenberg's only got 22, compared to Charles Leclerc, who's only got 30, and Force India, who's only got Sergio Perez, who's got 30. So, is it 30 or 30? 39 is that, or 38? 38 or 39, whatever. Okay, so the point is, so what that suggests, obviously, based on Renault, they've gone backwards, because that's a negative point score of 9 points. So that's a negative point score of 9 points. Now, I hope you see the big picture. Whereas Force India, this time last season, obviously, probably have a lot. Force India only had this time last season a 5th in Bahrain and an 8th in China, which obviously equals 14 points. Whereas this season, they've got almost double that of 38 points, or 38 points. Now, next, obviously, so that suggests to me that, you know, Force India have been a lot more consistent to start off this season. And also, it suggests to me maybe the midfield is actually closer to the top 6. A little bit closer. Not massively closer, but just a little bit closer. Starting to gradually catch that top 6. Now let's look at the Hamilton. So Hamilton this time last season, last year's champion in Azerbaijan, okay, had 86 points. This time this year, 72 points. That is a drop of points of 14 points. Now, what could make that difference? Well, based on, you know, 14 points is a lot of points in Formula 1. Okay, yeah, he's had a DNF, but this time last season he had 2 DNFs. Okay? Okay, he's had no race wins. Maybe that's the reason. And you know what? I would actually justify that to be the reason, because, you know, and maybe a slightly worse results than last season. Maybe more consistent in scoring results, as you can see. However, slightly worse at the same time. And maybe that 17th in Canada did not help his car issue in Canada. So, yeah. Then we come on to Bottas. Bottas this time last season had 83 points. Now got 87. So that suggests to me maybe the Mercedes is actually better. Or maybe Bottas is doing a better job at the moment. Obviously, last season, they were roughly... Hamilton was only a few points ahead. So, yeah. You could say maybe Bottas is doing a better job. Then we come on to Kimi Raikkonen. Now, Kimi Raikkonen is one of the big movers. I actually thought at the start of this season the Ferrari was worse. But actually, you know what? I wouldn't say that, because Vettel has scored 1 more point than last season, so therefore Ferrari can't be worse. But Kimi Raikkonen is the big point loser, if that makes sense, out of the top 6. And basically, yeah, Kimi Raikkonen's only scored 89 points. This time last season, 117 points, which is a huge increase. Now, I'm just going to take this phone call quickly. I'll be back in a sec. sorry about that, everyone. So basically that was, a person, just quickly making a phone call. And yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, Kimi Raikkonen is big points loser. However, the big points winner is Max Verstappen. A 30-point increase compared to this time last season. Now, in my eyes, 30 points is a lot of points. That is one race win practically, and basically, yeah, it's one race win, and what else? And what position gives you 5 points? I don't think there is any. It's basically one race win, 1/8 position, and 1/10 position. 5 points, there you go. So yeah, much better. But what's actually equaled that, in my opinion, is consistency. And it's not just from one camp in the Red Bull factory, it's actually both drivers. And this shows to me that the Renault-powered cars are actually doing very, very good on their engine cycle this year. Because out of all the Renault drivers, okay, and here's the surprising thing, only one of them has had a DNF. And have a guess who that may be. Yes, you've guessed it. Fernando Alonso is the only driver out of all the Renault-powered engine drivers to have a DNF. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, that Renault are going to go unscathed this season. They're going to have a brilliant season. Clearly not. They've lost, in my opinion, the actual Renault Works team has lost pace. But in terms of Renault-powered cars, they've certainly got a much, much better engine this season. Because so far, as I say, only one, and that's Fernando Alonso, who's the only driver on the grid so far out of the Renault-powered cars has had a DNF. And just to show you the Renault-powered cars, we have Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, then we have Nico Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz, McLaren's Fernando Alonso, and Stoffel Van Dorn. Okay, and yeah, and it's not a exact same story for Daniel Ricciardo, who's had a reasonable good season in second position right now, but he's actually scored 8 more points. And this time last season, just to let you know, let's have a look how many Renault-powered cars were having DNFs. So already we would have had, so for the Red Bulls, still 0 DNFs, okay? So maybe for Red Bull, maybe for Max, it's a bit more consistency going on. But for Renault in general, we would have had 1 DNF for Nico Hülkenberg. Who else had a DNF? But yeah, point is, look how many DNFs though throughout the season for Renault. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 so far. 5. So 5 DNFs. 6 DNFs. So 6 DNFs throughout the entire season. In terms of the driver who had the most DNFs, I think that's me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe Hartley. But yeah, point is, yeah, Red Bull, Verstappen and Ricciardo doing much better jobs in Season 2 than Season 1. Like, Sebastian Vettel's done a good job actually this season. I will say that. What's going on? Yeah, Vettel's done a good job this season as well. 1 more point, more consistent maybe, I think, in my opinion. 2 back-to-back race wins in Australia and Bahrain, and then a win in Azerbaijan. Only the 2 poor results that stand out here. But the only 2 drivers, just to let you know, there's only 4 drivers inside the top 4 that have all finished every race, and that's Kimi Raikkonen, Max Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Sebastian Vettel, which is actually alright. Anyway, we'll get on with this free practice run session here today, and we'll jump into FP1 for the first time today, and get the ball rolling. Yeah, I just thought I'd start video off like that. Everyone, just to let you know, Happy New Year. You know, so yeah, happy New Year. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure it's already New Year in one country. Already. Sydney Harbour has already. So yeah, Australia already into the New Year. So Happy New Year, Australia. Many congrats. So yeah.
Welcome to the second Paul Ricard here in the south of France.
I'll have a look. What other countries? I was typing what countries are in 2019. Because obviously there'll be a number of countries that's already.
Do you think we'll be seeing drivers pushing those limits this weekend?
Well, I'd be disappointed if we didn't, frankly. If race control wants to cut down on drivers wandering off the track, then it's up to them to police
countries?
it. As a driver, you're being paid to get your car around the
circuit. So New Zealand.
Possible, don't forget. So if you're
Happy New Year to anyone from New Zealand, because obviously, technically, it's already, you know, New Year in New Zealand, by the way.
Want to see those limits enforced, but for me, it's not a driver's
small parts of Russia, so some parts of Russia. Mainly Australia.
We're going to be logging some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some
quite a few places are now starting to enter the 2019, of course. New Year resolution for myself. I don't really have one. I never really set one, in all honesty. I guess in with the new sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah. If you've got a New Year's resolution, please tell me down in the comments. Look forward to hearing what you say. Anyway, on with FP1 then, here for the start of the French Grand Prix. I quite like this circuit. You know, it's a really good circuit, this one, in my opinion. It's a very cool circuit. Got a very good flow. If you can get into a rhythm around it, it's absolutely fantastic. Bit like Canada, but maybe with more corners. How are we going to fare? Not too sure. Let's go get on. First lap then in the Williams for the weekend. Then here today. Let's see how we fare. Down into turn 1. So into turn 2. Getting a bit sliding on the exit of turn 2. Halfway through the corner. Into turn 3. Through 4. Into 5, then followed quickly by 6. It's a long right-hander, but very important to get exit correct, because it leads you up to this long straight then here for turn 7. Then coming into turn 8, very hard to spot the braking zone for turn 8 at times, but just after that bridge, you really want to start braking. Maybe just a bit more after, about 100 meters after the bridge. Still, anyway, down into turn 10, flat out turn 10, more or less. I've never taken it on the game, not flat out actually, in all honesty. Into turn 11, and it's a long right-hander, followed quickly by turn 12, I class that as turn 12. Then, this is actually turn 12, but it's turn 13 in my eyes. Followed by a quick turn 14. Into turn 15, and then followed into turn 16, and then out of the final corner. Alright, first lap, not too bad, not too shabby, but we're second off our teammate, 1.4. He's on the quicker tyre though right now, but I would like it a lot closer than that on these tyres, of course. So we've been a bit more aggressive. Into turn 3. Ooh, made a bit of a blunder that turn there. Alright. Soon going to be able to check how we're doing, roughly. So, only a little bit down there. Not too much. I'm going to try and improve through here, because I certainly know we've got time through here to gain. So Alonso going quickest. As we miss that. Have a final turn. So we've got one more lap to get this perfect.
This is the final lap of the program.
And that's a little bit better, 9/10 of a second off the pace. Still would like to be a little bit closer. Like to get that down to about 5/10. Oh, really made a mistake through there. Sort of, hitting these gates are quite tough in some respects. Alright. Let's see, 9/10 of a second down. Through there. Alright. Feels like the car's really loose at the front at the moment.
We have 2 laps.
1.4. Yeah, car feels a bit slidey at the front at the moment. Doesn't feel like it's getting enough rotation, and it feels a bit loose at the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to obviously tighten up the rear, probably do it a bit more downforce at the front. 7.5 wing should help that. Really, it's more of an Australia setup you go for here. Probably a bit more less tire pressure. Because there are quite a lot of corners on this circuit. And yeah, you know. Yeah. Hope you're enjoying the stream, everyone. Welcome if you're new to the channel. So it's only free practice. So this is where, whoa, already having a snap of those steer. That's only out lap. Alright. There you go. Right, our final corner. Let's see how our race pace is looking. So into turn 1, going down the main straight. Into turn 1, slightly uphill. Absolutely lovely through there, in fact. Car feeling so much better. Car feeling well behaved indeed. Right, we're going to be quicker down the straights here. Yeah. Losing a bit of a rear. I don't mind losing rear in cars. In my opinion, makes the car better, if anything. It means you get a little bit more sliding, long corners. Wow, that was horrible through there. So first lap, almost complete. Interesting, signs slower than us on the softer compound.
Looks like rain is inbound. We're expecting it in around 5 minutes.
Rain is inbound, everyone. So we dislodge our teammate, which is positive.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
So come on, let's complete this practice program and then get it into quali. Bit of a corner cut there. Oh well, we'll take it. Flat out now. As I say, just 100 meters after this bridge. About now, brake. You sort of let it coast in more than brake, if that makes sense. Like, you don't want to be too heavy braking because it's very, very easy to make a mistake on the braking through there. And flat out. So rain's inbound in about 5 minutes. Hopefully it'll be a dry quali and a dry race. I prefer dry races in this game, I will be honest. I prefer dry qualifyings. Who doesn't? But sometimes you have to live with the wet, with the dampness. Alright, are we going to beat the target time? Yes, we are. Just about.
Keep it up.
Alright. Obviously, we're not 100% committed right now to everything. But in a minute, we're going to be a bit deep into there. Alright, open up DRS, drag reduction, allow down this main straight here. In terms of pace, we're looking okay. We're looking not flying, but we're not too shabby either. Come on. Get that back. That was a brilliant turn through there. Best of the day so far. And I'd say best through there as well of the day so far. Alright, final corner, there we go. So, that's practice over now. Let's get into the race. I'm feeling okay. Yeah. Can't be too disappointed, if you know what I mean, with the overall pace. But yeah. So, we finish overall in P12. Not bad. Obviously, practice times are nothing you can get too into, if you know what I mean, because, yeah, look how far Charles Leclerc is compared to Valtteri Bottas. And Valtteri Bottas is on the ultra soft, so we can't be ahead of him, surely not. But, but if we are, then, yeah, who knows what will happen. Anyway, we're going to go into qualifying. As I said, I do like this circuit. It's quite a nice circuit. It's romantic, should I say. And I know you might then be saying, whoa, Calm down, Julian. What do you mean romantic? But no, it's actually a really, really romantic circuit. You can almost get in harmony with the car and the circuit almost, if you know what I mean. It's one of them circuits that, you know, if you connect to the car will connect to the track, and the track will connect back to the car and back to you, and then you'll get huge amount of lap time advantage. And yeah, if you can get a flow around here, yeah, you're basically gonna destroy the field, if that makes sense. In terms of weather, rain for the race, should I say. So yeah, it could be an interesting race then. But yeah, as I say, you know, I don't like to I do like these circuits. Like, I don't like too many of these circuits, but this circuit's nice. Really is nice. I hope this circuit will stay on the calendar. Anyway, out for our first lap in qualifying then here for the French qualifying. Then can we have a successful one? Let's see what we can do. Last season we were okay at this circuit. We didn't have anything fantastic, nothing that you would go wow, but at the same time we didn't have too bad of a qualifying either. So yeah, you know. Anyway, out pit lane we come. Daniel Ricciardo, one of Red Bull's in front. I believe it's Daniel. Yeah, Ricciardo. So just following him around, obviously, for the outlap, more or less. Sergey, one of the, I think, forcing Mercedes on track. If not, it's my teammate. That's a Mercedes, ain't it? Still, just following Daniel Ricciardo. Sort of backing it back from Daniel because he's taking it quite easy out of the pit lane, for sure, which is obviously backing me off into one of the Mercedes. We've got a nice, though, clean track, actually, if you know what I mean. So we've got plenty of track space, can't complain at that. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of track space behind us, quite a lot of track space in front of us. So yeah, can't complain too much. In terms of tyres, it's ultra softs here, super softs and softs. So yeah, during the race probably going to be using intermediates mostly because it's predicted to be a fairly wet one. Not too sure how wet it will be. Anyway, getting ready now to start our lap. Hopefully it'll be a clean one. Hopefully it'll be a good one as well. So out of the final corner, playing our way down into turn one. Hopefully that car going out the pit lane won't be in our way by the time we get into turn one. Cross the line, down into turn one now. Taking it in fifth, get a bit of a corner cut. Bit of a corner cut, but I'll take it. We're not penalised for it, so yeah. Now into turn 5. Through 6, crucial corner this, in a little bit sliding, which is just what you want then here. Right, flat out down the main straight. Here, more or less. Hitting about 200 miles per hour into this turn, sometimes getting slidey just like that. A little bit of oversteer then there. But luckily, correcting it just good enough. So good first sector, good middle sector. You won't be affected by the car in front, which is good. Maybe losing a little bit of front end grip from the car in front, but we won't be losing much of a dodgy last corner, and we go second, 1/10 behind Daniel Ricciardo. Obviously Valtteri Bottas going much faster right now. Then
lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
So turning down the engine we are. Esteban Ocon, what's going on here? I presume Ocon is on an out lap. Bottas, I'm not sure whether he's already done a lap, so unless he's going for it again, then yeah, he's on an in lap. Anyway, let's be careful because don't want to pick up any penalty. Ocon was certainly on out lap because I know he was, because I saw him coming out of the pits. So yeah, he was on the screen map coming out of the pits. And that's why he's going very, very slow. It's obvious. Anyway, we're only going slow because we're conserving tyres. We're only going to do 2 flying laps here. Right, we're going to get past this section. So we're going to sort of brake now. So we're heavy. Going to cause a yellow flag. Again, nicely out of the way of both the Force India and the Toro Rosso. I've got a car behind me. He's also on an in lap. We couldn't have impeded him there. We were well out of the way. So into the pits we come. Yep, there we go. I told you it was on an in lap. Probably should have gone quicker on that in lap, but well. And yeah, there we go. Into the pits we come. So that's our first flying lap complete. So we're only going to have roughly 2 more flying laps. I meant 1 more flying lap to do now. And yeah, we'll see where it ends up. You know what I mean? Because obviously you just never know. If you know what I mean. Like, so we just have to see what happens, if you know what I mean. See what will yeah, come out of it.
Is a 1 minute 32.0.
Right. So we're gonna see what will happen. So let's see how things are going. And then, so right now we're in 8th behind Daniel Ricciardo, so Daniel must be having a poor session, getting demoted quite quickly. So right now in 17th, sorry, 13th. So let's have a look. What can we maybe achieve? Is top 10 on the cards. 0.3 of a second. If track rubber's in nicely, I think that could be realistic. 0.3 though is a lot. I don't think we're going to be top 7.
Great job. We're much higher up the field than we expected to be.
But then you just don't know. Shouldn't be doubting either. If you know what I mean. Because yeah, the moment you doubt, the moment you surprise yourself, or the moment you have a horrible final one, if you know what I mean. Because yeah. So 4 minutes to go. So yeah, let's see. What goes on? Hopefully we can. Yeah, hopefully we can do a good job. Right, so we'll go out for our final lap in about a minute's time. Start preparing to leave the garage now, so we're going out now for our final lap.
Everyone ready?
Then.
Okay, let's go.
And let's see what we can do in what is our final lap then in qualifying. Where will we qualify? That's the question. Right now in 14th, so I wouldn't be too disappointed if we got 14th, but I want more, if you know what I mean. I do want more. But an alright first lap. Oh, what's going on here? Ericsson. Idiot. What an idiot. Like, sorry for the language, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm on an outlap, okay? Yeah, okay, he may want to get ahead of me, but come on, go down my inside, not around my outside. Look at it. I guess we moved over. Maybe he thought we were actually, I'll take that one back. Maybe he thought we were letting him through. He must have. But I was just warming up. Maybe we're both at fault there. Oh, I'll take back what I just said. Yeah, we're sorry, Ericsson. You're not an idiot. We're both at fault. We're both idiots. But yeah, well that surprised me, because honestly that could have been qualifying over in some sense. I was gonna let them all through down this straight anyway, so yeah. Now it's just about finding space here, and that's what I'm doing, finding good space. Obviously, yeah, I want to be positioned in the best position for my lap. So I'm going to hold Raikkonen back here. I'm going to try and utilise Raikkonen for a tow. There we go. So I'll go when Raikkonen goes. Now. So I'm utilising Raikkonen as a bit of a tow here. Bit of a cheating plan, if that makes sense. It's not a cheat, you are allowed to do it. So basically, hopefully, straight line speed will improve down that long straight. That was a good turn too. Very, very good turn too. So far, a right lap. Right now, matching my best. Right, this is hopefully where the plan works. Right now, nothing is happening. Well, nothing much is happening, should I say. 1/10 up. That's the first sign of an improvement for once. Two tenths up. So it's all about keeping clean through here. And I've lost all that time. And I've lost more than that now. I think that, yeah, I'm gonna quit. There you go. Gonna go into the pits. Couldn't do it, I'll admit. I think we found the limit of a car on that first one. There we go then. So, right. So that is that then, of what I believe.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top
I don't
three.
think
Vettel, Raikkonen and Lewis
the
Hamilton.
13th,
Goodbye
we
for
couldn't
now.
go any quicker. Sort of disappointed in a way. But at the same time, I guess, you know, I knew we did all right in the first going out, so what can you ask for, if you know what I mean? What can we actually ask for apart from pole position? Quite honestly, like, we had a good session. 13th's not bad. For sure, it wasn't the 7th, or it wasn't the 8th that we may have had a few weeks ago,
That was a good
or a weekend ago, last time out, but point is, you know, we did good in general. Like, 13th's alright for us, for our car. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying facts right now. 13th is a very, very decent position for us and our car. Because right now, that's really what the car was capable of there. Okay, you'll say, oh, you lost 2 tenths. But actually, no, the 2 tenths, yes, okay, yes, did get away from us, but wasn't in the car. We got the best out on the first lap, and that's it.
Castellet as we return from across the Atlantic for the 2018 French Grand Prix.
French Grand Prix.
Formula One. With that, then,
let's get on. So it's a very, very, very wet Sunday.
Let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Jeez, you're optimistic. Can I deliver on that optimism? Optimism? Is that even a word? I guess so. Right, come on. It does this a lot. Right, come on. Come on. Yes, there we go. Sort of like freezes, if you know what I mean. Right, anyway. Gonna set away on our formation lap for the 8th time this season. And then in season 2 for what is the French Grand Prix.
We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car
So let's see what we can do.
Into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Obviously, it's a wet one here in France. But in sometimes wet conditions, the most surprising results can arise. So, Ricciardo's just in front of us. So just warming up tyres.
This downpour will last for another 10 minutes, then we expect conditions will transition to light rain.
So I've sort of created a gap between me and Ricciardo. In this weather though, it doesn't really matter, if that makes sense. Like, because your tyres are always optimal, unless they overheat. But in this weather, very unlikely. And it's very unlikely they're going to be cold. If anything, cold makes them better. Especially inters. So backing into now Van Dorn. Alright, let's see what we can do as we come round now the final corner. There we go, right. Lining up on grid now for what is the French Grand Prix round number 8 of the 2018 season. However, season 2, of course, so that makes it 2019. And just to let you know, night time is more or less upon us. The sun has set for the final time here in the UK. So that means we're less than a few hours away from New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, technically. So yeah, anyway, 5 red lights for final time in 2018 on the F1 2018 game. Lights out and away we go. Can we make it a good one, or what will happen here today? Down into turn 1, it looks like Van Dorn's made a very good start. We're at an okay start. Someone's around and off in front of us, but we're up into 10th. And there's a safety car. Right, let's have a look what happened there. Right, I made a little bit of contact, I will admit that, but let's have a look exactly. I don't think it actually started with me, because Holkin, one of the Renaults got spun, and yes, there's a collision. So what happened? There we go. So Sainz hit Verstappen, who was obviously a little bit low down the field. Obviously, we had to take avoiding action, which sort of ploughed us into Ricciardo, and there's a contact between me and Ricciardo. We had to take avoiding action. Alonso didn't, so Ricciardo got sandwiched by the pair of us. So, ever so sorry to Ricciardo, but where can we go? We can either go into him, or in the only gap possible, and avoid him. And that's exactly what we did. Luckily, we missed our front wing. Behind us, obviously, all sorts of chaos going on, because, yeah, these look coming to a complete standstill, more or less. So, yeah, that's a shame for majority of them. But, yeah, what can I say? There's nothing more I could do. I don't think there was, anyway, in that scenario. We made a mistake, I will admit that, but it did not affect, how can you put it, the overall outcome of what just took place. What just took place was a Renault going into the side of a Verstappen and basically made carnage at the start. Now, no one's out, thankfully, so it's just caused a bit of chaos. Early chaos, so good news is no one's out, I guess. Bad news is safety car. Oh god. We'll use an instant flashback. This doesn't count as one of our 3 flashbacks, as it's only under safety car conditions. Right. So yeah, basically, yeah, what can I say? A bit of chaos at the start. Oh well. We're up into 10th, so that means we are in the points. Now, we do have a little bit of front wing damage. Is it bad? Let's have a look. I don't think it's bad. We're going to have a quick look at our front wing to see if the damage is livable. Should be. Oh, yeah. It's not really damaged. Let's have a look. See if there's anything obvious. Maybe it's a bit lower on the right. Not too sure. Doesn't look damaged too much. Probably see a little bit. Bit of floor damage though. Bit concerned about that. So yeah. We'll see when we get racing again under what will be ordinary conditions. Now, what we could do, actually, on lap, we'll see how long the safety car stays out for. Should stay out usually for 2 laps. What we need to do is test the laws of physics. Thinking maybe if we dive into the pits on one of the laps, we could actually, how can you put it? Work out whether the damage will affect us or not. Let's have a look through this rounder. Little bit of understeer, but yeah, it's normal. Oh, almost actually causing a huge pile up. Anyway. Might affect our speed a little bit. I'm not too concerned.
Pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead.
Let's see. Doesn't feel like it's affecting, if that makes sense, but you can't really tell on the safety car because obviously, yeah, you're under virtually something that's slowing you down to a piglet. Yeah. Now, for sure you can flick a little bit left to left, that gives you a quick reaction. It feels okay, but obviously we just won't know until we go racing. Alright. So that safety car will be in this lap. It might be in next lap. Now, is that Ocon? It is Ocon. What's happened? So, Force India is out. Yeah. So, must be something wrong. Anything that's obvious? Let's have a quick look. Just see if there's any damage or, you know, something that could be wrong, as in that could actually affect the reason why he's out of this race. Oh, we've just done a flashback. Oh, balls. Right. Anyway, we want to go to, how do you change camera? Oh, there we go. So Verstappen, Leclerc, Hulkenberg. Right, yeah, we'll go on to Russell. Blue clouds above right now. So let's have a look. Anything obvious? No front wing damage. Nothing at all. So I presume it's just a engine related thing. Probably been told to stop the car for whatever reason. Yeah, I presume it's something to do with engine wear or something. But yeah, and that is Ocon out anyway. Quite sad. Yeah, but that's good news for us because we're now not only inside the points, but we're now quite safely inside the points. In the sense, like, we're now inside the top 9, or, you know, we're scoring 2 points right now, which is more than most, more than Gasly, more than Hartley, more than Alonso right now, who are behind us. Obviously, I don't know how some of the cars up in front are going to perform, like, yeah, you just never know in this weather. As I say, ooh, almost going in. Keep on braking early, Verstappen does. Yeah, like, usually the cars that I expect to be good in weather like this have to be Red Bull, Toro Rosso, maybe McLaren, maybe, not too sure. But the cars that may be vulnerable in weather like this have to be the Renaults, the Force Indias, well, Force India, and now, yeah, and maybe even us. Because, yeah, this car isn't a car that suits heavy downforce circuits, if that makes sense. And in the rain, you need a lot more downforce to give you a lot more mechanical grip, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, more or less, like, you just don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But, as I say, the rain, when it rains, obviously there can be some surprising results. Are we going to have one? I don't know.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap.
So we're turning up all the engine maps.
There is no overtaking until the green
that
flags.
will help us out. Lap 6 was stopping, but could we make it to the end? Let's have a look at our tyres. They're certainly capable, but then they're going to be very, very worn. I presume some are going to do one stops. Alright. This will help anyone on a one-stop strategy, for sure. This well, right now. but the drying track will help anyone on a 2-stop like me. So maybe this race is gonna turn up still more surprises as we're getting ready now to start for the French Grand Prix for the second time in a row, sort of thing. As oh balls, as we drop it. Then I was gonna say as we get going then for the second time, but yeah. Right. So here we go then. That time much better at dropping clutch. Alright, compromising, and there we go, into the turn, our last turn, just about getting on power just right, and that's us up into 8.
We're expecting you in around 2 laps, and we'll be putting you on the intermediate
I
tyres.
know. Right, Verstappen. Oh, that's a lot of understeer. Had to completely avoid turn 1,
Okay,
and we've picked up a 3-second time penalty. We will use a flashback sort of thing, because we sort of got braking just all wrong there. There we go, that's better for braking. So yeah, it is, I think our front wing is affecting. Now, I think the best thing we can do is actually not replace front wing, is to actually give ourselves a bit more front end downforce to sort of counteract that front
Heavy rain
wing,
is passing. We're seeing light rain about 2 minutes away.
if you know what I mean. Because the worst thing we can do now
Over 2 places at once.
is actually repair it. Whereas if we counteract our front wing, sort of counter it, then it sort of gives us a bit more downforce. Even though feels like we've got none right now at the front. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come in for an early pit stop. Forget this. It's like driving with no. I think actually we're gonna have to change that to yes. Change front wing. But we need to. We're gonna change our front wing. So we got a little bit more downforce. A lot more downforce. And we'll keep that. Put probably a bit more front downforce on the car. If anything. Go to 9. So yeah, that makes sense. Now in my eyes. Right, so we're boxing this lap.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Oh, we were speeding balls. This race ain't going well. After that safety car. What can I say? So if anything, that first lap sort of has in a way injured us. Did our front wing get changed there? I'm pretty sure it didn't. That was a very quick pit stop for a front wing. Pretty sure I selected yes. Let's have a look. It does. No, why are they changing my front wing, boys? I'm having to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Fuck. We're gonna have to continue. We're gonna have to. They're not changing my front wing. Repair front wing.
Gasly ahead. You're gaining by 1
No, you
tenth a lap.
sit.
They're on fresh inters. Their tyres are 4 laps old. We think they've got 1 more stop. The time last lap was a 1:52.2. Gap to teammate behind is 4.4 seconds.
I'm really considering giving up at this race. Repair front wing.
Moving you to a balanced course on your next stop. Okay, this is Jeff. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards will award you a penalty.
I think I might retire.
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Yeah, we're not gonna get points now. We're gonna retire. Yeah. I'm gonna retire. Forget this. Like, we're not gonna get points. We're not gonna win. And our car has been damaged. Like, since lap 1, I know we had probably a like. Okay, yeah, we could have jumped in the pit stop. Well, under the safety car. But the thing is, like, I just didn't know whether or not our front wing was going to affect us that much. And yeah, it has. It's sort of damaged us, if that makes sense. To the point where, like, the car's undrivable, if you know what I mean. Like, obviously, I'm not going to drive an undrivable car, if you know what I mean. It's just pointless. Like, it's a bit of a shame, but oh well. Well done. Valtteri Bottas has won today's race. So yeah, what more can be said? So yeah, sorry, like, the driving hasn't been great, if you know what I mean. But oh well. What can I say? Like, we had a good qualifying nonetheless, if you know what I mean. So there are positives we can take from this, but the negatives are still there. We had a good first corner, or not bad, but the point is, yeah, just not the result we wanted or needed. So let's have a look at the driver's standings then. So we still remain in 10th, which is the good news. Bad news is not much really. Sebastian still leading the way. Valtteri Bottas is now, everyone, in 2nd position. Wow, what an incredible season Valtteri Bottas is having. He can find himself, if he keeps in this form, in the lead of the championship very, very soon. Is Valtteri Bottas the contender Vettel is going to have this year? Who knows? Daniel Ricciardo further now adrift of Vettel. Max Verstappen 25 points behind Vettel. Kimi Raikkonen 27 points behind Sebastian. And Lewis Hamilton 35 points adrift of Vettel. Yeah, that's it then. So yeah, no more can be said to that really. And Sergio Perez picked up the podium, by the way, let you know, which is fantastic. So 2 drivers, in theory, in the last 2 races, have actually had surprise podiums. Myself and Sergio Perez. Sergio could have been actually 2 podiums now in the championship. Well, so let's speak to our
tell us what happened.
To thingy. So what happened?
It must be devastating to not make it to the end of a race like this.
Yes. What happened? I'm gonna give no comment because
how do you feel about your rival's performance today?
I'm gonna say I tried. He had. So I'm thinking of getting that one. Well, I could give that answer. I'm gonna just give that one. Bit of sportsmanship, hopefully.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
The wear on my car was a bit, yeah, I'm gonna say that because it feels like the wear, if you know what I mean.
How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today?
It changed strategies, but this top driver still performed. Yeah, that's what I did really, because obviously I guess so. But yeah, so disappointing result. Can't be too happy with that. But there are positives to take from it in some sense. A good start, surprisingly. We also qualified in a pretty solid position, if you know what I mean. So we can't be too disheartened by it, if you know what I mean. We have to take it with, I think, a bit of a pinch of salt. But at the same time, I would have preferred a much better result. And yeah, you know, anyway. So, right, contract negotiations.
The more ambitiously we set our targets, the more willing the team will be to give us better perks. We'll have a few chances to suggest a deal, but we need to be careful. If a proposed contract exceeds your value to the team, it will be rejected. And too many attempts will leave us stuck with the original offer.
2/13.
They aren't coming round to that proposal. Let's try something else.
Right, so they're happy to give it. Let's have a look at maybe other teams.
We're negotiating with. There's no rule saying you need to stay in the same seat forever. Selecting a team here only affects the negotiation. The actual move won't take place until the following race weekend.
I don't want Force India. If I want anyone, I'd go McLaren. Yeah, I'm going to see whether McLaren would give us a contract at their team. 5th is way too high, boys. 10th more like. Let's see if we can get McLaren. I wouldn't mind going McLaren, you know. I really wouldn't. Let's see. So, I would want a level 2 in everything, more or less. That seems fair to me.
They didn't like those terms. Let's try again.
I don't want to risk, though, losing my seat. Or do I?
Good thinking. Maybe there are better options elsewhere.
You know, actually, I think I'll go back. If I notch this up maybe 1, notch that up 1. If they do that deal, then...
I'm afraid negotiations have broken down. And there's nothing else to do. Luckily, we had the team's original offer to fall back on. So we've agreed to those terms. We'll have another chance to negotiate down the road.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not the point. You want always a better contract. I guess the contract they've offered already is alright, but the race position is a bit over ambitious, should I say. So they're expecting 17th easy, fuck me, jeez. But in qualifying anyway, but race 11th, yeah. I think we can do it, but we'll see. Anyway, rival. So I would say our rival currently has to be Charles Leclerc.
Here you can see a list of eligible drivers to declare as your rival. The more challenging they are to beat, the more the paddock will respect you for succeeding. Just be aware, you'll lose the same amount of respect if you come off second best. So it may be wise
we're gonna perform some upgrades. And we'll see if these upgrades work before we head off. We could either go for the engine upgrade, or save our money. Or should we go for our this one here? This is tough. I'll go for engine. Why not? Maybe we should add one of these. I'm not sure. Nah, actually, no, we shouldn't. Right, so we got 3 upgrades coming for the next Grand Prix. That should be good, actually. So 3 upgrades, all in one Grand Prix. Let's see if them upgrades will work. Let's see. Or, you know, and then we'll end the video there. On that note. So right now, just going to select ours. So Ultra Softs. Of course, taking the softest compound. Hopefully it'll be a dry race and dry qualifying. Because, yeah, I am a bit SHIT in the, you know, in the wet as well. So, that's nothing new. There's something about this game, I will say, in the wet, on the controller, because I am using the controller, do bear in mind, you just cannot drive, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not the perfect gamer, you know, but nor am I the worst gamer on this game. Like, yeah.
And they think your attitude and results might be a good fit for their team.
Thank you.
We can talk to them at our next contract review if you're interested.
So it will be a dry end race. Little bit of rain at the start of qualifying, so that could make things a little bit awkward. But it's going to be very, very dry at the end of qualifying, so yeah, that'll be alright. And yeah, that is it. So there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this round. It's been a reasonably short video. I hope we can perform better in the next round. Majority of upgrades, I believe, worked. Let's have a look. Yep, so they're all completed. So where does that put us? Oh, that puts us behind William. Oh, wow. We are on the brink of being a top 4 team. That's amazing. I never thought we'd get that far up the grid. Wow. Look how far we've come, actually. Because we were the worst team. Like, don't get me wrong, we've still got miles to go. We're nowhere near complete, if you know what I mean. Like, look how far, like, but it's nice to see there has been a lot of progression in the space of 2 seasons. We've climbed actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grid slots, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's only on paper, but I'd prefer it on paper more. Well, I prefer it on paper any day of the week, you know. So that's indicating we are the 4th best team, if you know what I mean. Sorry, 5th best team on the grid currently, which is alright, you know, like, and we're almost leading that midfield battle, which is, yeah, that's good. Like, I personally don't believe it, personally, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a good results. And we've got some good tracks coming up, actually, that I think suit us, certainly, 100%. Because if we look back on Season 2, maybe this track. Last season, at this track, we had a DNF. But in qualifying, I rightly remember, we did come 3rd position, actually, which ain't... I think it was 3rd or 4th, which ain't bad. So, actually, maybe here will be very, very solid. Britain, last year, we had 16th. I'm not too sure how we're going to do in Britain this year, if you know what I mean. You just never know. Germany, 11th. I think if we can go maybe a little bit better than that. Hungary, yeah. I think if we can go better, that's good. But I wouldn't expect a good result. Belgium and Italy, I think we should expect solid results there, certainly, once again. And maybe, if not better results, as well, should I say. And Singapore, Russia, yeah, them circuits, I'm not too sure. Singapore, no. Russia, yeah, I think we can do alright. Japan... If we can improve again, yeah, that would be certainly a success. You know, then we've got USA, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi, where we finished 12th in all 4 of them races. If we can certainly go better again, that will be an achievement. You know, because, yeah, this season's already started alright. Because, yeah, we've had a 12th, 9th, 15th, 13th. And then 3rd, which is actually alright when you think of it in some regards. Like, so yeah, you know, and at every circuit so far this year, we've actually improved, to let you know. Because Australia last year, we had 16th. Bahrain last year, 17th. Australia this year, 12th. Bahrain, 12th. China, 9th. Last year, 13th. 16th in Azerbaijan. Okay, we did not really participate properly. DNF in Azerbaijan, but 15th in Spain last year, 13th this year. Monaco DNF. Canada 3rd last year, a DNF. France last year 13th, this year DNF. So 2 DNFs this season. So yeah, we've had actually a little bit better of a season so far. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and see you all soon for round number 9. And one final thing, have a happy new year. Obviously, drink if you're going out partying or doing anything. Do drink responsibly, and don't get too pissed, should I say. And what else can I say to add to that? Have a happy new year. Enjoy tonight, because obviously tomorrow will be 2019. Unless you're watching obviously this in 2019, then tomorrow will not be 2019. Tomorrow will be tomorrow in 2019, if you know what I mean. But yeah, have a happy new year no matter what, okay? No matter when you watch this video. If you're watching it in 2021, at the end of 2021, on the 31st of December on 2021, heading into 2022, have a happy new year then. You know what I mean. But yeah, obviously for 2018 on the 31st of December 2018, on the last calendar day in 2018, have a happy new year, and have a good one. And I'll see you all soon for round number 9 in 2019, and it will be technically the first time, obviously, I play this game in 2019. So effectively, it will become F1 2019. I'm only kidding. It will still be F1 2018, but yeah, it'll be 2019. It's very, very weird, obviously, you know. One of the weirdest things, I don't know about you guys, but I've always found when you like 2017, like right, tomorrow, when I wake up tomorrow, it'll be so weird noting that when I look on my phone, or you know, when I write the date, for example, I won't be writing 18, I'll be writing 19, if you know what I mean. Like, so yeah, you won't be writing 8s anymore, you'll be writing 9s. Obviously you still have the 1, of course, but yeah, I've always found that weird to adjust to. It takes me a good few days, a good maybe 5 or 6 days to really adjust to that precise thing. But yeah, you know, otherwise, you know, I'm pretty fine with dates, you know, but I always find it a bit weird to write 19 instead of 18, or like when it was 2010, like, you know, at the end of 2010, obviously you get used to writing that 2010, but then when obviously you have to change to get used to writing 2011, obviously it was different, or not necessarily difficult, but different and unusual. It felt unusual, if you know what I mean, for me or anyone. I say a lot of people probably have it. Date syndrome, should we say. And yeah, you know, it's just something I thought to say. But yeah, enjoy tonight, have a good one, drink responsibly once again, be safe, look after yourself, and see you in 2019, and have a happy new year.